ISIS and London Rowing Club.
So the Visitors Challenge Cup, ISIS and London are on the Berkshire station.
London.
And then you've got Oxford Brookes University in the Visitors Challenge Cup.
Both straight and ready, I will start you like this.
So
attention!
A raised hand. No coxes in this race, so it's all left to the.
Get ready, please.
The bowman. You can see there, Toby Lassen with the raised. In fact, both bows have got raised hands. Andrew Wakefield. What are they waiting for here, Adam? What do they want to make sure that they can start correctly? They obviously don't.
You always want to just make sure you've got the nice line and your opponents have drifted off station a little bit. You know, you're always trying to play a bit of a game before the even racing started.
Because there's a little bit of sway, even though you've got the boat stakeholders on the pontoon there trying to make sure that the boat stays stationary.
And you can see them holding at the back end of the boat on the left there. But yeah, they can swing round. And we saw that in the race earlier, didn't we, where one of the crews drifted off station. But that looks pretty neat and tidy from both crews already.
Just watching ISIS in London very carefully. Yeah, that's good. They both got out well there. Must make a difference. If your boat starts straight, it gives you a better chance, doesn't it?
Definitely, and there's a lollipop you try and line up on the lollipop. It's a giant post with an orange disc on it, but people call it the lollipop, and you use that to try and guide yourself down the course. And they're doing a great job. Obviously, one of the guys in there will be steering the boat with his foot. But as we see, look, yeah, you know, both crews on their station, which is just what you want with these boats because it's tricky to keep them straight sometimes, and it's a close race already. This, isn't it? I was maybe expecting Brookes to maybe leap out a little bit further ahead early on in this, but this is going to be a good race.
Well, you'd think that because of the depth that Oxford Brookes University have at this regatta. They've got B and C boats aplenty, haven't they, in various different events. Here that's met their match. ISIS Boat Club and London Rowing Club. Really good start from them. So Toby Lassen in the bow seat, Ben Himes, Jonathan Cameron and Jack Pryor in the stroke seat for Oxford Brookes University. Going to have to work hard to the line. At least work hard for the first half of the race, which might have an impact further down in later rounds if they're lucky enough to get there. This is the ISIS Boat Club and London Rowing Club.
Yeah, so there's 3 guys from London Rowing Club and 1 from ISIS Boat Club. Obviously representing ISIS as he rowed in the reserve boat for Oxford University Boat Club. But yeah, you know, making that assumption that Brookes would make a bit of a jump out, they are stretching away now, and they've found another gear as you come off of that racy start to the end of the island. They've kept the pace on here, haven't they? Really sort of eked out a couple of lengths gap here, which is obviously going to be quite comforting for them, and allows them to sort of go from a high gear to maybe a more of a cruisy gear. We'll see in a minute, I'm sure.
So Oxford Brookes University taking command in the Visitors Challenge Cup. Jack Pryor, you can see there. No doubt responsible for lots of the communication in that boat.
Yeah, Jack looks very, you know, look at him. He's really showing you how to row well there, isn't he? Nice, relaxed shoulders, just leaning out there, sweeping it through. London just wrestling a little bit with their steering. I'm not quite sure who's got the foot in that boat, but you know, they look like they're back on station now. But this is a tough time for them because it's early on in the race. You're trying to sort of kind of offset this gap, you know, and you're trying to work out how to do that. Are we going to up the rating, go early, or you know, do we just pull harder? So they'll be mulling over a few options here to mount an attack, I suspect.
London Rowing Club, one of the really old historic clubs on the Thames, founded back in 1856. Founded mainly so that they could compete here at Henley far back. This is the Oxford Brookes University boat, whose programme continues to impress. Producing so many rowers at the moment.
I mean, that's it, isn't it? You look at a Brookes crew, and you know they're going to be surrounded by a great culture and a hard-working ethos that Henry Belhatch Webb has created there, and which we talk about so many years at Henley, isn't it? Is how good the Brookes crew Brookes crews are, but they are, you know, doing a great job here. They've really controlled this race early on,
which could help them in later rounds if they can get far enough ahead. It gives them more of a breather, doesn't it? And they can leave more in the tank for the future rounds, manage their way through the week rather than just take each race on its own.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, these races early on, you always wish for the races where you get a bit of a energy conservation mode, and I think these guys have been good enough and been able to do that here.
So here is the Oxford Brookes University boat. Lassen, Himes, Cameron and Pryor. Stars of the future, potentially. Only in their very early 20s.
Yeah, that's it. We see so many of the Brookes athletes make it through into the national team and stuff. So yeah, these are, you know, future stars in the making.
Jonathan Cameron, the most experienced of them. He's 25 years old. He's had 5 previous Henley Royal Regattas. 4 Challenge Cup winner in 2016. He's in the 3-seat today. Clare's Court B final winner. That's a good CV he's got there. Software engineer now.
Yeah, there's a lot of rowing calibre in there, isn't there? Both Toby and Ben having done under 23s and picked up medals. So yeah, a lot of good experiences there.
This is the ISIS and London boat, and they've got more experience in terms of age. Definitely, Edward Davis, you can see there in the stroke seat, 6 previous Henley Royal Regattas. Harry Smallman, he's 25. He's had a couple. George Lathrop is in his first, and Andrew Wakefield, you mentioned, he was the reserve boat race for Oxford. He's had 3 previous Henley Royal Regattas. As the flag flutters on the top of the church in Henley Town Centre, St Mary's. Not much wind, is there today?
Not too much, but yeah, it's a little bit of a headwind, a little bit of crossy headwind. But you can see flags in the grandstand there puffing away. But it's yeah, so not too bad. It's not lifting the water or anything like that.
Yeah,
so it's a good, nice day for racing.
It's not a race disruptor.
No, that's it.
And, the water's pretty still. We've got overcast conditions. The temperature's around about 20 degrees now, so not especially warm for this time of year.
Yeah, compared to the other couple of weeks, this is quite a refreshing break, isn't it, for everyone, I think. And I think racing in that extreme heat is always a challenge as well. But look at this London ISIS cruise, still giving it some, and this is a great experience, as you said, for George Lathrop, first Henley experience. So I'm hoping he's enjoying giving it full throttle down the track today.
Yeah, you talk about the comfort of the athletes. I was looking at the crowds and actually getting bigger all the time. Lots of people now in the stewards enclosure and in other enclosures as well. Comfortable for them. Nice conditions to watch the rowing. You get uncomfortably hot here sometimes, but not at the moment. It's pretty good conditions for athletes and spectators alike. And it certainly worked for Oxford Brookes University. They like these conditions. And they'll be going through to the next round of the Visitors Challenge Cup. In front of stewards now.
Looking very clean and tidy, aren't they? Making it look very effortless.
Yeah, looking effortless. I'm sure huge effort goes into it, but it does look effortless. So in front of stewards now, over the finish line, Oxford Brookes University winning the Visitors Challenge Cup, beating ISIS Boat Club and London Rowing Club. Comfortable. So there's the visitors heat. Oxford Brookes University through, ISIS Boat Club and London Rowing Club out.